Hey Leo, thanks for joining me. So we're talking about how the new moon in Aquarius is affecting you for the month of February, and then we'll get into February just after that. So the new moon in Aquarius that peaked on December. Wow. On January 27th, 2017, was actually at 7:07. Interesting, all of these sevens that are happening. And if you're on the East Coast, so I'm based in Toronto, so that's Eastern Standard Time. If you're on the West Coast, that would have been 4:07 p.m. GMT, that would be, or forward, that would be 12:07 a.m. on the 27th. I mean, on the 28th, sorry. So it actually peaked at 8 degrees Aquarius. And for you, this is speaking to partnerships and the other. So how this might show up for you is through new opportunities or new, if you're in a relationship, then that, or a partnership already, then that might speak to like a renewal, or just like a new way, a new perspective. But we do see kind of a new beginning here. That's how Aquarius, or that's how the new moon often or generally does speak to us, either as a new beginning or as an insight of what we need to do to begin anew. And in Aquarius for you, if it's not speaking about romantic relationships, then this can also relate to business partnerships as well, whether that's through work or actual just individuals that you work with. So when we're thinking about each new moon, we want to really bring in the qualities of each sign. And this being Aquarius, we want to bring in the unique qualities and experiences of who we are and who we've been. Excuse me, to be able to bring forth kind of like the colorful and flavorful, full people that we are, full souls and full of experience, that have really brought us to be able to offer what we do. And this is really what Aquarius is asking, that you really bring of yourself and who you are to impact change and to impact communities and societies, because we really are in a revolutionary time right now, and what the revolution is standing up for your rights, and that's what Aquarius asks you to do. As Bob Marley said, get up, stand up, stand up for your rights. So Aquarius, born and bred, so that's really what Aquarius is calling you to do. And through relationships and through the other, we can see where we need to grow, where we have opportunities to impact others by being ourselves. So then we move into the first of the month, and Mercury in Capricorn, for you, is actually speaking to your sixth house of daily life. Not just daily life, but routine, the things that you do day in and day out, the routines that you have, the experiences that make you grounded, that keep you grounded. So Mercury in Capricorn in your sixth house is speaking to conversations around your daily life. Yeah, so things that you do every day, your routine, the day in and day out, just your habits, like when you get up in the morning, when you brush your teeth, the routine. So also, like, are you meditating? Things that you do that help you, like how you feed your body, eating, your habits, vitamins, also your pets. You see your pets every day. So just like things that keep you in your routine and keep you satisfied. and able to serve others, and able to serve yourself. Ultimately, that's really how it shows up initially, how you serve yourself and how you are then able to serve others. So this is really speaking to conversations around that, and there might be tense situations or tense conflict with the changes that have been happening over the past few years, since 2011 specifically, in your ninth house. So this speaks to your growth in regards to spirituality, as well as learning through long distance travel, learning through other cultures, learning through spiritual learnings of other cultures, or spiritual practices of other cultures. Really, what you have learned through educating yourself, and this can also represent like actual formal education, but not even just that. It can really speak to it doesn't have to be formal education, basically. It can be it doesn't have to be a degree. It can be a degree, or you going back to school, but it can also just show up as you taking a workshop or some kind of retreat that makes you think differently, that makes you open your perspective, and your spiritual experience. So this can kind of bring up conversations for you around what you're going to do in your everyday experience, or the conversations in your everyday experience kind of conflict with what maybe your new beliefs are, the changes that you've had recently. And then the next day, Jupiter in in Libra, is talking about the expansion and the growth that you've had since the fall of 2016, and will until October of 2017, so later this year. Jupiter in the third house is really talking about how you grow through relationships with your siblings, your cousins, your neighbors, people that are immediately around you, and learning from that, as well as other third house aspects are your short distance travel. So maybe that's you getting a new car, or expanding through short distance travel, because you have to take a train and therefore you're reading, which is also an expansion of mind. Just as an example. So we have on the second then the conversations that are happening around your daily life, kind of feeling like there's a tense conversation that's also happening in relation to the growth that you've been experiencing through these sibling partnerships, sibling relationships, even just spiritual learnings and expansion of perspective. So moving into February 3rd, Venus enters Aries, and is for you, again, is your ninth house of spiritual expansion and mental growth, and opening of philosophical experiences and perspectives. So whether this is through spiritual learning, or long distance travel, learning through other cultures, at the occult, or esoteric experiences, you really feel like there's an appreciation for these experiences here now, as of February, the beginning of February 3rd comes in. So then on February 6th, the Jupiter is going retrograde. So like I had said in the intro, we have this little space of 10 days or so where we can really activate our potential in regards to the new moon in Aquarius, because on February 6th, Jupiter does go direct, and then we do have then a planet, because right now we have no planets retrograde, so Jupiter going retrograde in Libra for you will affect your third house of partnerships, relationships with siblings, cousins, neighbors, as well as your long distance or your short distance travel. Sorry, and really your communication, how you communicate, your emails, a lot of revising also. Any retrograde speaks to revision of how you assert, you know, and the particular planet's potential. So in Jupiter's case, how you exert your growth in relation to your relationships, with siblings and cousins, neighbors, and also your short term or short distance commuting and travel, as well as again communication and transportation. So on the 10th, then we have a lunar eclipse in Leo at 22 degrees, and this is speaking to your first house of self, and really highlighting who you are, who you believe yourself to be, what others believe you to be, or who others believe you to be, and really highlighting that as it's really the spotlight on what you no longer, because the lunar eclipses speak to letting go or ending. So this really speaks to who you feel like you no longer are, and what you feel like you do want to let go in relation to yourself and the identity that you hold. So moving on to February 18th, the sun enters Pisces, and for you, this is your 8th house of deep transformation. This is deep transformation through experiences, oftentimes through debt. And we can see experiences through debt come up. So whether that's money that other people owe or money that we owe other people. So scholarships, bursaries, loans, payouts, as well as just benefits or benefits through spouses. But also this can speak to deep transformation through sexual experiences, life and death. So someone also just a baby being born, or someone actually passing away. So for you, in the 8th house, there's a highlight around these topics. And a spotlight on what the 8th house benefits and opportunities can bring. Then on February the 26th, we have actually the new moon in Pisces, which is also your 8th house, and it's a solar eclipse. So we have new beginnings because of endings that may have previously happened, or this can also speak to because Pisces represents spirituality, so perhaps using spirituality in your life in a new way. But this in your 8th house is really speaking to also just transformative experiences through deep learning, and oftentimes this can sometimes shake us, but really like empower us and bring us a stronger sense of self in a way as well. So blessings for the rest of the month, and if you'd like to reach out and get a personal reading, or sign up for or have someone else sign up, please share the video and direct them to rawredemption.ca. Have a great month.